What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another NIO update video where we'll take a look at why NIO stock was a little down today. We'll take a look at how it traded as well as some key levels of support and resistance that we have coming up. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on NIO are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record, and we will get right into it. So a little bit of a red day for NIO, down 66 cents today, which is about 1.05%, up a little after hours, so it's not really too down on the day, right? But the question is, why are we down, in a time like this where there was a lot of excitement just a couple of days ago around their new sedan, around their battery swap stations, around everything else that came from NIO Day. So why are we down today? Well, yesterday they announced, so kind of two reasons, right? The first one being that they announced $1.3 billion worth of convertible notes as, their stock hits an all-time high. So it was at all-time high of $62.70 on Monday, right? We saw that it had a nice green day after NIO Day yesterday on Monday. And this article, if you guys want, it's on Yahoo Finance, talks a little bit more about everything that came out during NIO Day, including the ET7 sedan, the battery, and everything, right? But what we're more concerned about right now is the convertible notes that they issued just yesterday, right? So what is a convertible note? A convertible note is a fixed income security, like it says here, that yields interest payments but can be converted into equity share, right? So essentially, you can borrow money on a convertible note, have to pay interest. Now, typically the interest isn't that high because they have the option to convert it into shares. And for a company like NIO, where people are willing to kind of give money to NIO, right, the interest payment probably won't be that high, but a couple years down the line, they have the option to convert that into shares. So let's say it's, $650 million worth of convertible notes that can be converted into an X amount of shares decided kind of ahead of time, right? So one of them is due in 2026 and one of them is due a year later. So the first one that matures in 5 years is callable by the issuer after 3 of those. So yeah, look at this, 0 to 0.5% coupon and a conversion premium of 45 to 50%, right? So the conversion premium is really what whoever's, buying these notes from NIO, right, holding these notes is looking for, is this 45 to 50% premium. The 0 to 0.5% coupon rate, which is the interest rate, is not really, too exciting to most people, I'm sure. The second of those 650 million is in 6 years and is callable after 4. And the key thing here is that they're likely to price the offering on Tuesday after the market close. So we should be getting an update on that sometime soon. The other reason why NIO dropped today was because Citi lowered their estimates for 2021 to 2022, which is they also downgraded the stock to a neutral from a buy. The reason being, they think that Model S facelift and Model Y price cut will kind of give NIO a big run for their money. They are cautious on the shipments, so they lowered that to 82,000 rather than 92,000, and 2022 of 144 versus 162 that they had before. Which, kind of taking all that into consideration, what they are saying essentially is that they're thinking that the price target for the stock currently would be $68.30, which is a little bit of an upside from where we were today, right? We were at 62.04, but still, not enough to warrant a bull rating. And so they are neutral on the stock. So between that convertible notes and the Citi downgrade, that's why we are slightly red for the day. But as you can see in the after hours, we're looking real nice again. So I would not be surprised if we continue to go up, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. It's not the end of the world. Those two news, even with that, the way that it has sort of reacted has been great news for the stock, right? So let's take a look at now how it traded, and we'll take a look at some key levels of support and resistance that we have coming up. So if you guys remember yesterday, we were kind of we closed near the 62s, down after hours, as I talked about yesterday, because of that offering. We started to push up to 64 in the pre-market, but we dropped pretty much right down to the low 60s before we opened. But you know, during the day, it wasn't too bad, right? We went down a little bit to 60.42, pushed up right out of the gate, VWAP kind of new high for day 64, VWAP hung around here for a little bit, broke below VWAP, came above VWAP, broke below VWAP. So a little bit of a sell-off to end the day, but as you can see, we're starting to move up after hours again. So we'll kind of see how that goes, but what I want to cover more is the daily chart, and we'll kind of see what we see on NIO. Let me bring the drawings back. Why did I just do that? The daily chart, there we go. So if you guys remember, right, we talked about the potential of a gap fill, which we could still see coming. So we opened yesterday at 64.95. We closed here at 58.92. So between 58.92 and 62.19 gives us about a $3-4 kind of gap fill potential. Our low for today was 60.42. So now if we go back down to 60.42, what we have is, you know, a gap fill from that point, 60.42 to the 59.31, which is actually only about $1 or so. So it's nothing too crazy, right? I'm not expecting, you know, any major kind of breakdown of the stock, but just something to keep in mind as we move forward. Now, if I take a look here at the daily chart, what we'll see is, you know, the first level that we have had is kind of this. I'm going to draw another line at 60 here because it's kind of near the low point of today at 60.42. So that's, you know, my reasoning behind drawing it kind of at 60, but I also think that 60 will be the first mental resistance. So if we were to push down, I'm watching the low of today, 60.42, as well as the 60 level. And then I'm watching for that potential gap fill to 59.31. And then the next level I'm watching after that is 56.35. That would be if we see a little bit of a sell-off, a little bit of profit taking. Remember, we've gone up from 42s to kind of 67s, right? Where we were near all-time highs yesterday in just like 2 weeks, so like 10 trading days. So it could be due for a little bit of a pullback. But that being said, you know, I think everything that I offered on NIO Day was pretty nice, and everyone was pretty excited about kind of the potential. So I could see this moving back up. If it moves back up, what I'm watching is the high of today, which is 64.13, and then I'm watching that 66.99, right? So 64.13, then 66.99. Those are kind of the two levels that I am watching. If it starts to approach that 64 level, watching to see if we can break that, watching to then see if we can kind of break 67, and then it would be all-time highs. And then, you know, we don't know where it could stop because, you know, supply and demand will kind of come into play, and we'll kind of see how far we could push. The last thing I want to cover is the EMAs. So the 8 EMAs all the way down at the 56s. So if we do drop all the way to that, I think we have a good level of support there. But again, I'm hoping for, if we do go down, a gap fill and then finding support there. And if not, then this 8 EMA and 56 should hold up as really, really good support. And in my opinion, unless we see something crazy happen with NIO, would be a good buying opportunity before we head back up again. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.